your home for over 17 years of horse racing action. The Sport of Kings, featuring Tommy Walski. On today's show, the girls are back. Stephanie catches you up on all the news. Tom takes you on the road to the Breeders' Cup, the Battle of the Sexes match race. Our salute to the champions features Canadian-owned legend Majestic Prince. And now here he is, BC's ambassador to the world of horse racing, Mr. Tommy Walski.
For years, the sport of horse racing has always been presumed to be a sport just for men only. In recent years, all that has changed, thanks to some groundbreaking riders such as two jockeys you're about to visit. That would be jockey Tammy Snow and Anrella Villachet. We recently sat down with these two former riders, and their take on the sport is quite interesting. And we also asked them, do they remember their first ride?
My actual first race was up in Kamloops because I figured we'd go up there and get the bugs out. And I remember, because Mel Snow held my horse in the gate. He was my gate crew. And I remember we loaded in, and he said something to me, and I went to speak to him, and nothing came out. It's just like, I was like instant dry mouth. And I broke on the horse's mouth. I was supposed to make the lead. I was dead last. But I got that out of the way. So when I came here, then I rode a couple. I think I only rode 3 or 4 races before I win. I don't remember the horse's exact name, but I remember it was for Richard Cluche, and it was night racing, and it was dark and it was muddy, and I come from last, circled the field. I must have been like 8 wide turning for home. There wasn't any saving any ground, and ended up winning at, I think it was 30 to 1 or something.
I remember my first win. It was my first ride, actually, and I was on a horse that lugs in really bad, and all the guys were saying, oh, don't let her ride, don't let her ride, it's her first mount. And I ended up circling the field, and it was cool, funny. It was a real muddy day, and I went to pull my goggles down, and of course they all came down except for the last pair. But thank God it was really wet, because it just washed away, and I was last. And I had worked the horse in the morning a lot, and I galloped him in the morning, so I knew him really well. And you know, the horse would just turn his head sideways, and I'd just sort of keep him out there and, you know, do my best steering. I don't even think I hit him. I just steered him around there, and we got lucky. Yeah, it was what an incredible feeling that was. Boy, I remember galloping out and going, woo! You know, at the top of my lungs. It was amazing.
A ritual that goes on for years. We've got footage of Tammy getting drowned, the water bit. Are you girls surprised when this happens? Or I
think I'd forgotten about it because I was just on cloud 9, and then all of a sudden they're throwing buckets at me, and somebody had the hose, so I just went, I give up. And there's a picture of me standing like this, letting me get, like, they're hosing me down like crazy, but it was muddy anyway, so I thought, oh, they're cleaning me off.
What made you pack it in?
There was a few mitigating factors. One of them was the politics was getting to me. It was pretty tough. Both Mel and John, in backing me, had actually lost clients where they had said they didn't want to ride me, and they both had said that they wouldn't pull me, so the owners then took their horses. So it was starting to get to be too much of a battle, and as well as John and I had been talking about having children and everything. So I had had fun, it had been a good run, and I just thought it was just getting too tough. It's time to maybe go ahead and start having children, but I only had one.
What made you give it up?
It got to the point where I was riding a lot of bad horses, and once you get kind of on a downward spiral with riding, it's hard to get back up again because, you know, if you're not winning, they don't put you on the good horses, and then you don't look good, and it was just getting a little sour, and it was a lot of work just for, you know, to run last all the time. And I mean, in the heart of every jockey, Tammy will know, I mean, is winning. You got to win. You know, it keeps you going, it keeps you alive, it keeps you enjoying what you do. And if you're just getting beat all the time, it's no fun.
There were trainers that wouldn't ride me back when I was riding that are now have no problem putting girls on. So I think it has come a long way. I think we're still maybe a little bit more behind than other tracks that I've been to, because I know I've gone down to California, and that when I rode down there, I actually was ahead of Ben Russell, who was a leading rider at Emerald, and Fleet Valdez was down there riding at the time, and I was kicking all their butts. I was top 10 because they liked you, they put you on, they didn't care what your gender was. It's not quite that easy up here, but it's definitely a lot better.
Is it easier now than when you girls were riding to get started?
I mean, it's getting better and better all the time. You know, I mean, the same as Tammy, I had trainers then that told me, don't waste your shoe leather. You know, that are riding girls now, and I mean, you know, it would have been nice then, but, you know, I mean, it was better when we rode than it was for the girls before us, you know, and it's getting better now for, you know, for the girls now than it was for us, and I'm sure, you know, eventually it'll be like California, like Tammy was saying about California. It will have nothing to do with our gender. It'll be if they like you, and if you can ride, and, you know, the gender shouldn't really come into play. I mean, when I look back at how tough we were, I mean, we were tougher and stronger than most of the guys that are riding now.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, yeah, you know. There wasn't a lot of horses we wouldn't ride, whether they were bad or sore, or, you know, we'd get banged around and we'd still come back and ride, you know, come back kicking. And we didn't let those guys push us around just because we were girls, you know. In fact, we were almost more tough because we had something to prove, you know.
What did you enjoy most about being a rider?
The adrenaline rush, definitely. When you break out of the gate, and it was just such a rush. I've never felt that in anything else I've ever done in my life, is that adrenaline rush when those gates pop, and it's just like, wow.
Winning. It's just, there's nothing like it, you know, in the world. Just winning a race and feeling like you had something to do with that horse running, and, you know, you made all the right decisions and guiding that horse to the winners, you know, in front of the wire first. It's just, it's indescribable. And,
it really is.
And being one with an animal too, like, I mean, you can't really compare it to race car driving or things like that, because you're actually connecting with an animal, and it's an amazing feeling.
Do you miss it now?
I definitely do. You know, you get in the back of your head the odd, oh, maybe I'll, you know. I did a couple years ago, rode one, and it was like, I need the oxygen mask when I got back, because I definitely wasn't racing fit. But so you do miss it, but I really enjoy with what I'm doing now with my husband John and I working together, and we're having a great year, and so it's been a lot of fun.
I went up to Kamloops a couple times and had my little flashbacks of winning up there, and that was kind of fun. It had its place. And, you know, now I think I'm getting a little older. Once in a while, I fantasize about having my bug again, you know, what it would be like now. The things I know now and the way things are opening up for girls now, how much better it would be now. But, you know, I had my fun, and it's time to move on to other things.
What are you doing now?
I'm exercising and ponying. I take them in the afternoon with my pony. I got my pony Mojo, and, you know, we're working away. I'm galloping for some nice barns and getting on some really nice horses now, so that's kind of really, really enjoyable and rewarding. You know, I get on some for Mel Snow and Troy Taylor.
You guys are working with each other.
Yeah. She does all our pony work for us in the afternoons, both my husband and I, and Mel's as well, and she gets on horses for me and helps me school my babies, and yeah, so it's fun. We actually get along really well, and it's fun. Sometimes we get reminiscing about racing and laughing and who we liked and didn't like. And
What a coincidence, though, the two of you working together.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of girls, like, really, that have ridden in the past, there's not too many left around.
Great. I mean, when we rode together, we used to get along really good, and so, you know, being in the same barn now is kind of natural. It feels kind of natural, you know. We're both, you know, I think we're quite similar in a lot of ways. You know, we both love our jobs, and we both like to enjoy ourselves and have fun and joke around, and, you know, we're pretty happy at work, so it's nice. Yeah.
Don't go away. The Sport of Kings. We'll be right back.
In 2003, Del Mar Racetrack held a rare match race with two super jockeys on horses of equal ability. What made this race unique? A match race won what the two Hooter riders were. They were male and female. Jockey Pat Valenzuela represented the males, and Julie Crone obviously represents the females. Interesting and exciting finish. It's a little bonus.
And away they go in the Battle of the Sexes match race, and Julie Crone pops the gate here with Woke Up Dreaming, and Julie Crone goes straight to the lead, but Pat Valenzuela wants that lead. He's now sending Chester's Choice through down at the rail. They run to the 7/8 pole, and Chester's Choice has come through quickly on the inside now, but they nose and nose as they go past the 7/8 pole. Chester's Choice and Pat Valenzuela is on a loose rein. He's having to ask him to keep up down at the rail. Woke Up Dreaming and Julie Crone very comfortable on the outside, and they flying along too. They go on to the backstretch, still a nose separating them. Julie Crone now putting the head of Woke Up Dreaming just in front. Chester's Choice, Pat Valenzuela having to work at him to keep up on the inside, but however, they are still nose and nose as Chester's Choice comes right back. This has to be the quintessential match race out here, just a dream. They nose and nose almost from the opening of the gate. Chester's Choice, Pat Valenzuela at the rail. Woke Up Dreaming and Julie Crone still sitting snug on the outside. They go past the 3/8 pole, head and head. Chester's Choice, can he dig deep and find more now? Woke Up Dreaming still nose and nose as they come to this quarter pole. Woke Up Dreaming on the outside, now asked to kick on for home, and Julie Crone's looking strong. Julie's opening up. Chester's Choice tries to find more. Pat Valenzuela urging, but Chester's Choice is a very weary second. They turn for home now, and Woke Up Dreaming is also kind of tired. These two have gone at it ding dong from the opening of the gate. Woke Up Dreaming breathing fire, but he's hanging on. Chester's Choice and Pat Valenzuela making one last desperate run at them. Julie Crone has to get something more out of Woke Up Dreaming. Woke Up Dreaming, Chester's Choice, a dream finish. Pat Valenzuela gets up. Chester's Choice beats Woke Up Dreaming in a photo. And now entering the winner's circle is the winner of the Battle of the Sexes match race, Pat Valenzuela on number 1, Chester's Choice. He's a 3-year-old bay colt by Afternoon Delights out of Enjoy the View. He's owned by Robert Rupert, and the winning trainer, Summer Maybury.
And now, to get you up to date with all the happenings in and around the track, let's saddle up with our own Stephanie Mercier.
Tomorrow, August 17th, will be the 73rd running of the Grade 3 Long Acres Mile. The race is run at Emerald Downs in Seattle, and being so nearby always attracts some local horses, especially with the $300,000 purse. Local favorite True Metropolitan will be running, and Rosberg, who ran in the BC Cup Sprint, is also nominated. We caught up with trainer Dino Condolinios to find out whether Rosberg will be a contender.
The plan is that we'd like to run him there. We're just waiting to see how he comes out of his race. He seems like he's come out of his race not too bad right now, but I'd like to gallop him back in the next couple of days and make sure he's training the way I'd like him to be coming up to the race. If he's not 100%, I'm definitely not going to run him. But all along, that's kind of why we ran him in the sprint. This is more of a prep than anything. He hadn't run in a long time, so he really needed that race. So yeah, that's the plan. As long as he's doing fine, that's the plan.
As part of Hastings' Community Benefits Program, the racetrack is in the middle of a free family movie series. They've already shown Shrek, E.T., and The Wizard of Oz. The final 3 movies have now been decided. On Fridays in September, movie fans can come watch The Pirates of the Caribbean, Spider-Man, and Napoleon Dynamite. Exact movie times will be announced closer to the dates. Also part of the Community Benefits Initiative, the boardwalk around the infield is nearly complete. Soon, people will be able to walk around and enjoy the infield during the weekdays. We caught up with Hastings General Manager Raj Moody to get an update on the progress.
On the boardwalk, we're almost, the work's picking up quite a bit. Hope to be done early September and then have it actively used mid to late September. A lot of work's being done, a lot of progress is being made, so it's starting to look pretty good so far.
2007 Preakness Stakes and Breeders' Cup Classic winner Curlin is going back to a dirt track. He'll be running next in the Grade 1 $500,000 Woodward Stakes on August 20th at Saratoga Racetrack in New York. Curlin took a shot at Belmont Park's turf track in July, but finished second. According to the thoroughbredtimes.com, Curlin's trainer, Steve Asmussen, said while they considered running the 4-year-old for higher purses, they wanted to run him at Saratoga because of its historic venue and because Curlin has been training there since July. In other major horse racing news, 2008 Triple Crown hopeful Big Brown is back in the news after winning the Haskell at Monmouth Park a few weeks ago. Where he's headed next, though, is unclear. According to News Thursday.com, his owners say they want to run him in the Breeders' Cup Classic on October 25th. That means they hope to run him next month on a turf course as a prep. It appears the old guys are coming back to racing. At Santa Anita in a couple of months, some old jockeys will get a chance to ride again. On October 18th, the track is hosting an old-timers race that fans can bet on. 8 retired Hall of Fame jockeys will compete in the sprint, including Sandy Hawley and Jerry Bailey. The annual CTHS Yearling and Mixed Sale is fast approaching. The auction is on September the 9th at Thunderbird Stadium in Langley. It's always a great chance to pick up your own racehorse or just go and see some future champions. That covers this week's news in horse racing, but for more news, make sure to sign up for the Horse Racing Central newsletter available on the Hastings Racecourse website. From the track here at Hastings, I'm Stephanie Mercier, and now you're back on track.
Time now for Sport of Kings Trivia, and here is today's trivia question. During an illustrious riding career, this Hall of Fame jockey had 5 Kentucky Derby wins and 4,579 races, yet he began his riding career by losing his first 250 races. Name that jockey. Don't go away. The Sport of Kings will be right back. Time down for the answer to today's skill testing trivia question. He lost his first 250 straight races. 250, really? Goes on to win 5 Kentucky Derbies. Eddie Arcaro. The Road to the Breeders' Cup is brought to you in memory of Jeff Robinson. Jeff was a breeder and operator of Aaron Acres, and Jeff was a great friend to horse racing.
Now it's time for our Road to the Breeders' Cup segment, and this is where we take you, the viewers, across the country to watch some of the top horses, jockeys, and most of all the best races that you would ordinarily not get a chance to see unless, of course, you watch the Sport of Kings or coming to Hastings Racecourse. First up, we're taking Arlington Park in Chicago for the $1 million Arlington Million. The race is on the grass. It's a major prep for the $4 million Breeders' Cup Turf to be run in the fall. Such a prestigious race, the Million is, there are 6 horses from different countries entered.
They've turned the corner in the Million, and it's Spirit One who's made every yard. They're in the final furlong and a half. Jurgen Disabel working on Spirit One, who kept on. Archipenko's boxed. Archipenko trying to get out those rails. Shoulder to shoulder with Val Nelson as the winning line looms. Silverfoot's coming late. It's Spirit One, the French Raider. Spirit One for France. Spirit One has won it from Archipenko. Third was close between now Nelson and Silverfoot, and Einstein was 5th.
Now for a further explanation about those winning your in races. As you just watched in the Arlington Million, Spirit One was the winner. But now his connections have a major decision. Sure, he can get into the Breeders' Cup Turf in the fall, but here's the hook. His connections have to pay $220,000 nomination fee to race in the turf. In other words, it's not a free roll as you may assume. Next up, we're taking Arlington Park in Chicago. It's the Beverly D Stake. It's a Grade 1. It's at 1 mile and 3/16 on the turf for fillies and mares. Good race to watch.
As they come toward the quarter pole, Mora Lacana and Rosinka, Cicero, Toki de Queda, Chow, Communique, slaloms on through, and Maribel. Dreaming of Vanna turns them in. Dreaming of Vanna tackled by Precious Kitten, and Mora Lacana now being produced as they come down to this final furlong. Precious Kitten battles between horses. Mora Lacana just strikes the top. Dreaming of Vanna's under pressure. Toki de Queda, a stand-side charge, and Communique up toward the wire. Kenta Sormo and Mora Lacana. Mora Lacana has won the Beverly D. Communique was second. Toki de Queda finished third. It is a photo for 4th.
Don't go away. The Sport of Kings will be right back.
Today on our Salute to the Champions, brought to you by the Vancouver Province, we go deep into our archives once again to show you some amazing footage of thoroughbred heroes from the past. Today we're going to be looking at a Canadian-owned horse, a Canadian-owned racehorse called Majestic Prince. During his career, among his achievements, Majestic Prince took home the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. What happened in that Belmont race, you're about to soon find out.
The Salute to the Champions is brought to you by the Province Sports, where you can read Tommy Walski's column, Hoss Talk, every Friday. The Province Sports, it all starts here.
The most dynamic horse of his time was Majestic Prince, who could even pack excitement and drama in an afternoon workout. How he loved to run. Bred at Spendthrift Farm in Kentucky, Majestic Prince was a son of the undefeated but unlucky stallion Raise a Native, who was retired at 2 due to an injury. His sire, Native Dancer, lost but one race, and Majestic Prince would emulate his grandsire. Thus, 3 generations with but 2 defeats. In the 1967 Keeneland Summer Sale, the striking chestnut colt was consigned by his breeder Leslie Combs. Canadian Frank McMahon and his trainer, Hall of Fame jockey John Longden, had decided to buy the colt with cost being no object.
$250,000 and how do you want it? Well, I thank you very much and God bless you. At $250,000 and...
The $250,000 was then a world record for a yearling. For his basic education, the colt, named Majestic Prince, was shipped to Longden at Santa Anita. Training a thoroughbred is an early morning, 7-day-a-week task. The horse is an athlete, and he must be legged up gradually until enough stamina is developed to finally test his speed. For Longden, it was a labor of love. The Derby at Santa Anita has special meaning for Western racing, since it usually decides which colt will challenge the East in Kentucky. Majestic Prince came to the Santa Anita Derby undefeated after 5 races. As commanding physically as he was overpowering as a runner, he was the darling of the crowd. Jockey Bill Hartack, noted for being an astute, intelligent horseman, was picked to ride Majestic Prince.
There we go. Mr. Joe F. is going to the front. Right Cross is second. Mahone Jr. is third. Majestic Prince is fourth. Big Mouth Sam is fifth. Race the win, Lonnie's Secret. Passing the stand. On the outside, Mr. Joe F. in front and neck. On the rail, Right Cross is second, 2 lengths. Majestic Prince is third. Majestic Prince on the outside. It's the Majestic Prince in hand by 2.5 lengths, and now by 3 lengths. Mr. Joe F. is second by 3 lengths. Right Cross is third ahead. On the outside, Mahone Jr. and race the one into the stretch is Majestic Prince. Now being driven lightly by 8 lengths. It's Majestic Prince just galloping by 6 lengths. Mr. Joe F. is second. Lonnie Secret is third. It's the Majestic Prince beginning to ease up. Bill Hartack is beginning to pull him up now. Majestic Prince winning in a walk by 15 lengths. Mr. Joe F. is second the length. Lonnie Secret third.
His next appearance would be attended by the largest Kentucky Derby crowd in the history of the race, and they would see one of the most exciting renewals of this venerable classic, marked by an aggressive, domineering ride by Hartack.
All standing easily. And they're off for the lead. That's Arts and Letters up on the outside. It's Ocean Roar. Ocean Roar gets the lead with Arts and Letters now second. Along the rail, it's Top Knight. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. A Ray Jet. In close quarters is Fleet Ally. Through the stretch, Ocean Roar holding the lead by 4.5 lengths. Top Knight is along the rail with Arts and Letters just outside. Ray Jet is third. Majestic Prince is up on the outside. And then we get Fleet Allied. Then it's 5 lengths to Dyke, and the trailer is Traffic Mark. They continue down the backstretch. Top Knight now by ahead with Ocean Roar second, and up on the outside and moving is Majestic Prince. Still looking for room between horses, Arts and Letters. Dyke has now moved into fifth. They're on the turn. Top Knight is the leader. Top Knight is leading by a head, but outside is Majestic Prince. Inside is Arts and Letters and gets through. Arts and Letters now gets to the lead. The leader by a head. Majestic Prince is second on the outside, and Dyke is moving up very quickly. Top Knight has dropped back to fourth. They're moving to the stretch. Majestic Prince on the outside. Arts and Letters is on the inside. Their heads apart. Majestic Prince has the lead by a head now. That's Arts and Letters, and Dyke is moving up very quickly on the outside. They're coming to the finish. Majestic Prince holding that lead. Arts and Letters is driving along the rail, and Dyke is driving on the outside. Majestic Prince is holding on by a head, and he wins it by a head. Arts and Letters is second by a half a length. Dyke is third.
The Kentucky Derby is indisputably the one race above all others for racing people. 2 weeks later in Maryland, the Preakness, next stop in the Triple Crown Roadshow. Again, record crowds and a rerun of the duel with Paul Mellon's Arts and Letters.
They're coming through the stretch. The leader is still Majestic Prince, and Arts and Letters is driving. It's going to be a horse race as Majestic Prince holds on, and Arts and Letters is trying. Arts and Letters on the outside. Majestic Prince on the inside. J. Ray now third. And they're coming to the wire. This is still close. Majestic Prince holding on to that lead, just like the Derby. He wins it by a head. Arts and Letters is second by 3.5, then J. Ray third, followed by Top Knight, Alvin.
Between the Preakness and Belmont, Majestic Prince developed symptoms which led Longden to announce that the colt would not run. As trainer, he was overruled by owner McMahon, and on Belmont Day, the colt was dutifully loaded for his last start, to this moment proudly undefeated. He would lose this day, but in a race so unlike any other performance that to those who knew the big red colt, the race never happened. They would prefer to remember him at his best in the testing drive at Churchill Downs, where he outfought the best of his generation to fulfill the hopes of millions who recognized the true courage of Majestic Prince.
Okay, that's it for this edition of the Sporting Kings. And once again, on behalf of all of us here, we'd like to say thank you for allowing us to spend this last half hour with you on this Saturday morning. One thing to leave you with, remember, you can now watch Sporting Kings videos by simply going to the Sporting Kings website. Enjoy the weekend. Remember to keep them straight, or we will get you on that final turn.